Hello, my name's Lauren, and I'm from Liverpool John Moores University, and I've been working with Horizon and English Touch. Today we've put together a booklet on fatigue and recovery. Now this is going to be split up into 5 parts that you guys can go through either individually or all at once. You'll also get a copy that you can go through on your own time just to read through. Now in this, we're going to be recording in 5 different sections. Some of it will be covered by me, some of it will be covered by a nutrition specialist, Pamela. So this first part, we're going to go through fatigue and recovery. What is it? Why is it so important? So number 1, recovery. Recovery is the process of returning our bodies and minds back to optimal performance following fatigue. You can think of this like a battery. You drain the battery when you use your body and mind, and you recharge it when you recover. So when you use it, these are things like going to practice, or lifting weights, or going for a run, or going to work. These all cause fatigue, either mental or physical, because there are different types of recovery too. And we determine what types of recovery we do based on what type and how much fatigue we have. So if we get a lot of fatigue, we'll want to recover one way. And if we get just a little, we'll recover a different way. And if it's mental or if it's physical, this will all determine our recovery strategies. So what is fatigue? Fatigue is a decline in our mental and or our physical capacity following specific types of activity. So if you look at the graph on the left, you'll see stress, fatigue, recovery, and adaptation, and how our performance relates to it all. So at the start, we've got our stress. That's our initial impulse. So that's our training or our work. Then we see that decline in our performance. This is called fatigue, when we get that downward spiral. And then on the way up, this is our recovery. This is how we get better. And then you'll notice that our performance is improved after we recover. This is called adaptation. So all this means is that fatigue is not the enemy. It's not a bad thing. We need fatigue to be able to improve. You can think of it like a slingshot. To be able to shoot something forward, you have to pull it back. We pull the slingshot back when we train, and we shoot it forward when we recover. Fatigue, it's not all good, it's not all bad. So we're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good, fatigue makes us better. If we never fatigue, we're never getting better. We're never adapting. The bad, although fatigue is necessary, it can be a negative thing if we get fatigued at the wrong time. For example, if we're about to compete, we want little to no fatigue, so we're as fresh as we possibly can be to perform our absolute best. And the ugly, if we get too much fatigue too often, this can lead to overtraining. Now, overtraining causes decreased performance, yeah, but more seriously, it can cause injury, illness, and burnout, and some really long-term bad side effects. So we want to control our fatigue. So how do we do that? Now, there are different types of fatigue that need different recovery strategies. Depending on what we do, we can get either mental or physical fatigue, or a combination of both. Now, what's the best way to control fatigue? Is there a best way? Yep. The best recovery strategy is to control fatigue is a well-planned training load. If we can properly plan our training, we should be able to control when and how much fatigue we get. This will ensure we get fatigued when we need it, and we aren't fatigued when we need to be fresh. We can also use our main pillars of recovery to assist us in this process. How do we recover effectively? What are the key strategies considered? These are these main pillars. So what are the key pillars? These are split up into 2 general blocks. There are majors, our need to have. These are things like sleep, nutrition, rest, and rejuvenation. We're going to spend quite a bit of time covering these 3 a little bit more in depth. And then our minors, our nice to have, our other strategies, things like massage therapy and contrast hydrotherapy. We're going to go through some popular things that you might see, and are they important? Are they really necessary? And those are our 2 pillars. So the next thing we're going to go through is sleep, but we're going to split that up into a second video so you guys can break this down easily. I'll be back.